Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
We must be on?
Oh, we are.
Okay. Praise the Lord, everybody. Oh, Crystal's back.
Yeah, we've never did this before, right?
Yeah, no. It's our first time on the air.
Right.
Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1, at David G. Evans 1. We're so glad you've taken the time to join us once again, and we invite you to like us and subscribe to us, please, and share. You know, you can help us with the algorithm if you subscribe to us and share as much as possible. But also we want you to invite all your friends and followers on whatever platform you happen to watch us on to join this conversation that we believe is beneficial to you, also exciting, controversial at times, but we think always giving you the right insight on whatever is affecting you, whether it's regionally, nationally, internationally, or locally in some cases, as we are made aware of what's going on where you live. We always give a biblical perspective. All our conversation has a biblical platform. So if that kind of conversation appeals to you, you want to become a regular person that watches and listens to On Point. Our co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith, is here with us. We are in another productive Harvest Church weekend. The people seem to be excited. A good number of representations from our Harvest churches last night. And I'm looking forward to the seminars that we're going to have today, as I believe we're warming up to our first Power of God convocation, which I don't think any of us would survive 6 nights, 5 days right from the jump. I don't know how we built the endurance for that over the years.
You tell it. I guess you just get used to.
Yeah. The bricks on the wagon, right. You get used to pulling it, man. And up early for 5, well, maybe longer than that. Getting ready. I think it starts on that Saturday for us, and then sweeps right through that Friday. Yeah. But it's an exciting time. But I believe we're going to start out with maybe 3 days.
Praise God.
We're going to start with maybe a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, rather than, jump right into the old format of 6 nights.
Praise God for
5 days.
Wisdom is biblical.
Man, that thing is wonderful meeting. People are real excited. People are, I get calls every now and then, every couple weeks. Are you guys going to have it this year? Are you guys going to have it? It's funny how people that never came before are asking, are we going to have it? Now, I hope it's not like people who were asking me on the street, in the store, you guys open yet? And at some point I said, you don't come, why are you worried about it?
Yeah, who cares? That always amazes me. Like, you don't even come here, so why are you worried
why
about
are you worried about it?
It don't affect your life.
No, not at all. I had a relative that's, how come y'all not open? Black woman, you don't belong here.
Yeah. Yes. I know.
Our decisions don't impact you.
Nothing at all. Guys, open the church. Well, you're not going to come anyway.
You ain't come. And then most of the people that ask me that, we're the once a month, once every 6 week people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, man.
I know.
And guess what? Haven't seen them yet.
Haven't seen them yet.
Nope.
Not at all.
We've been open for a while now. Haven't seen them yet.
Just got to find a problem.
Yes, sir.
With everything.
Give us a reason.
Yep.
So, it looks as though that our former president is fighting a war on 3 or 4 different fronts.
Yep.
And that's a recipe for disaster. I wonder why he's picking these smaller, unequipped firms. Could it be that the larger firms want money up front and a large amount of money? You're talking about in the millions. It's not like, you and I go to a lawyer and the retainer's like $3,500. We don't talk about that. Talking about, maybe 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. But also I wonder if he's choosing the smaller firms because they don't have the capacity to deal with the workload. Because I understand there's some crazy number of documents, like 1 million documents or something, that, of course, your firm has to go through. But the firm can hire or partner with other firms to help him with that. So it's he's got a problem on his hand. Yeah,
because they got him. It's crazy. Giuliani, he's a part of this too.
Yeah, I know.
He helped the RICO. He helped build the RICO lawsuit as we know it. And now he's going to be a victim of his own.
Hey, he's trying to discount it.
Discount it,
You can't use it for this. Oh, yes, you can.
I think it's smart for them to charge Trump for the criminal enterprise thing.
Absolutely.
And it's a state charge.
Absolutely.
So he can't pardon himself even if he becomes president.
Even if he moves it to another venue, he can't get pardoned.
He can't get pardoned from it. But they say Giuliani's selling his Manhattan townhouse to pay for his legal fees.
I guess he would have to.
They're saying the amount of legal fees, he's really draining money.
I don't have those kinds of lawyers, but my recent experience with lawyers, good ones at our level, it's like $375, $400 an hour. So what happens when you're at that level? Because I know attorneys that charge $2,000, $2,500 an hour. And I understand that's the low end of the high-priced attorneys.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And my thing is Trump going to help fund y'all's legal stuff?
Well, he's using his donations.
I'm talking about the people that are supporting him.
He's doing that. He's for some of them.
Yeah. Is he going to take care of Giuliani? Going to take care of all these other people? Is he going to?
It's not going to be known publicly if he's going to pay Giuliani's fees. But he seems to be paying the fees of people that obviously don't have the wherewithal. But he's paying for their loyalty. But I'm not sure if it's loyalty or stupidity if I'm willing to go to jail for you.
Right. And you ain't gonna come see me.
And then you forget about me while I'm in here.
You gonna put it on my books. See, none of that stuff.
And they can't use this CFO's scenario because once again he had the wherewithal to have good representation. He goes to jail for 90 days and comes out. Now, what kind of deal did he cut?
Right. Exactly.
Because financial crimes these days send you to jail for at least 2-3 years.
Yep. Depending on who you are.
Who determines what?
Right.
So I don't get this. Now, DeSantis started the trouble with this, right?
Yes.
And now he's asking the person that he offended to move on.
Drop the case.
You started this fire.
Exactly.
So why should they drop the lawsuit?
Exactly.
He started this problem.
Started it. And he said, just give it up. Let us do what we got to do. the amount of authority. I don't know what he has on people down there.
Yeah.
But the amount of authority he has with that Congress is why he's allowed to get away with so much.
I think they're intimidated, and I believe that what you suspect, that he's got something on
He has to. Because they flex the rules for him to do all this
crazy stuff.
And for running for, I just read like,
run for president while he's still governor.
While he's still governor.
Yeah.
They flexed that for him.
Yeah.
And it cost the state so far $13 million
To do what?
for him to travel, because they got to send security. They got to
Wait a minute. The state's paying for his campaign stuff?
The state's paying for his security, some of those things. Because he's the governor, so he has to travel security.
So they kind of blending all that in?
They blending all that together. I don't know what hold he has on those people down there, but he's got something.
You think there's a Trump-like intimidation of the party in the state?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, he is, to me, he's scarier than Trump.
You think so?
Because he knows politics. Trump is a lot of gaslighting, talking, manipulation.
But isn't that politics now?
It is, but he seems more covert with it, a little more malicious. But
well, he's
undercover,
nastier. He's nastier.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, they're different nasties.
Yeah,
okay.
He knows how to run the system versus Trump just wants to come in and bulldoze and have his.
But at the same time, he obviously does not know how to campaign.
Yeah, he's not good
in the same campaign with Donald Trump.
No. They always said he's a bad campaigner
because he's horrible at
it. Even when he was running for governor, they said he's the worst at campaigning.
Yeah, but his team. I mean, when you're running for office, you really do rely on your team to give you the right advice, show you how to get the people to side with you. But it seems like one misstep after another. And I think they miscalculated with this whole woke agenda that he's got, which isn't really defined accurately by the term woke, but his woke agenda is we're against the woke people.
Yes.
And I think they miscalculated.
Yes.
Because they seem to be charging in on issues that most people are opposed to. It's like they think that their base, which is in a minority, is going to suddenly swell because they're landing on their platform consists of these controversial subjects.
Yeah.
Like, we're pro-life, but if I'm a politician, I got sense enough to know you're hitting very visceral areas of a woman's life when you're telling her, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm not even sure it's about the abortion. I think it's about, you can't tell me what to do with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think is guttural. It's visceral.
Yeah, it is. And it just, they're banking on fear, and what they're hoping on is publicly their supporters will stay quiet. But when it comes to voting time, like with Trump, they all, we're against him, we don't want him to win, but when
they
it came
vote
to
silent.
voting booth,
Yeah, they vote silent.
They silently went in there. And
I'm not sure the women are going to do that this time.
well, there's a lot of women that are, and that side pro-life and
Yeah, but you got the Kansas thing, the Iowa thing.
we'll see what happens.
They fooled them.
Yeah.
Because I think it comes down to you cannot tell me what to do with my. I think it's surpassed the whole fetal issue and gotten into you telling me what to do with myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was that prominent in the party.
Oh yeah.
I not until you educated me on the whole Southern Baptist thing.
They have a whole system of women knowing their place.
Really?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, to the point where it's men abusing the women, and the church kind of will just, we heard it before, just pray.
How did they camouflage it so well?
They keep it. They know how to present it well. They presentation.
So you got. Is it more like Stepford Wives, or is it more like that other thing that streaming series that we were all watching?
Oh, Handmaid's Tales.
Handmaids.
Yeah, it's somewhat like an amalgamation of all that.
Okay.
Like when you watch it, a lot of the women, while they so heavily covered up, so not demure but so oppressed looking.
Yeah, subdued.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were talking about even how the women, if they didn't want to be intimate at nighttime,
right, the
husband was just allowed just to take it regardless of her feelings.
You're talking about the streaming series? You're talking about reality?
Reality. I'm talking about reality.
How did the ladies put up with that?
But they groom them from young.
Okay.
So the purity movement, remember the big purity movement in the 90s, 80s?
Yeah.
What they didn't say was the purity movement was really geared towards women knowing their place, because the whole responsibility was on her.
Okay.
Don't dress a certain way so
Okay.
he won't rape you.
Okay. That's almost Islamic.
Yes. That's perfect
That's
example.
almost Islamic.
Yes. And it's always so they groom them from young while they do things in private to these girls.
Okay.
You should hear the testimony. It's crazy.
So the cultural restrictions are taught early on.
Mm-hmm.
They still call themselves Christians, but the ladies are in their place.
Yes.
So it's almost like a biblical Old Testament. You guys are not significant in society. Your job is to
Have babies. Yep. And that's why they try to get them married so young.
Okay.
Have a bunch of kids.
Okay.
But the crazy part is the guy that championed all this was never married, never had kids, and he built this whole movement. It's deep. He built this whole movement.
What's his name?
Let me find it. You remember the family that had like 19 kids that he ran for Congress, 19 and counting?
Yeah.
He was a part of that group. But now they're finding out all the sexual abuse stuff that was going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
I mean,
And Southern Baptist Church had an issue.
yeah,
National issue.
yeah,
That they were behaving in the same way that the Catholic Church was, instead of disciplining. The discipline was to shift them to another parish.
yep, and that's what they do.
How they wrap all of that in? We're the most saved people on the face of the earth.
Because they believe they're doing God's will with this.
You can't be oppressive and do His will.
I know, I know, but they don't see it as
Oppression.
oppression.
Okay.
I mean, anytime you let one of your sons molest your daughter, and then you just send them away for a little while, and then bring them back in the house.
That's no.
And then the girls are scared to say something.
They'd have to come pick him up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send him anywhere.
Right.
They'd have to come.
Exactly.
Have to come pick him up.
Exactly.
Send him somewhere?
Yeah.
So he can be a problem for someone else?
Yeah, send them away to, like, they have these little camps that they go to where boys are in trouble and they do work and learn about God.
Unbelievable. I just, that's not the Bible nor the God that I get the sense that we're supposed to know.
Nope.
We've got Robin from Bear, Delaware. We've got Tom from Lauderdale, Florida. There's another line lighting up. You can give us a call, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Toll free. Give us a call. We love to talk to you about these subjects, and you can bring up another subject, and we'll decide whether we want to talk about it. But we probably will.
Yes.
So give us a call.
The guy's name is Bill Gothard.
Bill Gothard.
Yeah, he back in the 80s, he started this movement.
Okay.
And they come to find out he was messing with a couple of women. It's
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So let's talk to Robin. She's going to have one question today, you think?
No.
Okay. Morning, Robin. How are you?
Good morning, Bishop. How are you? Good morning, Pastor Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Bishop has been so funny here lately. I just love it. I just love it.
What can I say?
I know, but can I have permission if I want to ask something else? Would you like
Sure, absolutely. We're not going to gun you down. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, first, I don't know if she's listening, but Pastor Wilcox,
Yes.
let her know it was such a refresh to have her when she was on Point. I love her.
Smart.
She
Absolutely.
seems like she's so much
Brilliant
fun.
woman. She's a brilliant woman.
Absolutely.
Brilliant
Yeah.
woman. Saved,
Yeah, she-
brilliant, serious.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
she's
I really, really enjoyed it. She was just laughing at you, messing with
Oh
you.
yeah, we hold her in very high regard.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. But first I want to say, Bishop, your Bible study,
Yeah.
your church messages,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Is it working for you?
About this year, you have been like, God's just been throwing them to you, and everything seems to be right on point with my life.
God bless you.
I just, oh my God, watched Bible study again this morning. on YouTube. Oh, you know you can follow you on the transcript on YouTube? I didn't know that.
What? Say that again?
The transcript, when you watch on YouTube, it's underneath it says transcript. So let me click on that. And it actually has everything that you're saying. So you can actually follow.
Oh, really?
Oh, you mean like the word, like the closed caption?
Yes.
Yeah, YouTube has that ability.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put the words on the screen.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
on
know,
there.
I know. I know.
I had no idea.
I didn't know till recently either, but I guess there though. Yeah.
I'm still gonna have to ask you afterwards what you're talking about. So
Yeah, I was like, oh,
It's like the
it's
words
like closed caption.
Yeah, like the words on the
Really?
screen. Yeah.
I've never seen that on there.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but
Well, I don't watch me.
Yeah, I know.
I don't watch it.
yeah, go on YouTube, and then I forgot what you click on.
I think it's
that
on
for
all of them.
transcript.
Yeah.
Is it on all of
It's
them
on
now?
every video now. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good news, Rob.
Yeah, you know I got to share the good news about my touch.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask Pastor Nick.
Yes.
Have you seen, since we football fans, have you seen the commercial with Tom Brady when he did for Hurts?
No.
What's he
so
doing?
Dry. When I say they're not going to be able to market cars using him like that. He is so dry.
I bet you they will.
They will. All Tom Brady got to do is stand there and smile. And
show
say
up,
buy this
that's
car.
all.
Show
Oh
up.
my gosh, that commercial is so dead.
He's not a charismatic guy.
No, he's real. Yeah, subdued.
No, that cool thing you see is him.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I think it's detached, not
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So he can't change.
No.
The pocket personality is the public personality.
Yeah. He only gets real hype when it's a super competitive game.
Yeah.
And going off.
And it looks like he's going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets hot then.
Yeah.
Wow, so dead. But Bishop, have you heard about Wells Fargo?
What do you mean? What they do now?
40 plus fraudulent accounts and people's direct deposits are missing from their accounts, and they've been getting overdrawn fees and a lot. Yeah, it was on the news, I guess, about maybe a week or so.
It was the same thing with Bank of America. We talked about Bank of America.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? This happens every few years with these banks, and all they do is give a slap on
Yeah,
the wrist.
But I wonder how much money they make with the mistake.
Yeah, with the mistake. Yeah.
But
I
do
don't
they
know how
fire
many,
the
but
workers that are doing these fraudulent accounts, or do they still keep them?
The problem is the managers are incentivizing some of these people to create these accounts to generate more money.
It's a corporate strategy.
Yeah. So if they do fire somebody, they'll fire the low end people, but the folks
They're
pushing
not-
it are still in charge.
The coaches are not getting fired.
No. So you bring a new set of people in. Do
Get some more players. Just get some more players.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? Sorry. Go ahead.
Wow. Well, I'm about done. How you like the Eagles so far preseason? Pastor Nick, what do you think
It's
about them
preseason.
this
I don't
year?
I haven't seen
preseason.
them. They had some games?
They played Thursday night.
Okay.
It's preseason.
Who'd they play?
The Browns.
And they played Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Is Hurts doing okay?
He's not really. They're not going to let him play much during preseason.
No?
They're going to save him.
Oh, okay.
No.
I like that guy.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I like
But
that.
this is my last question. Pastor Nick probably going to look it up. Okay, I heard, I didn't read, I heard that Biden is only giving $700 to the people in Hawaii regarding the fires to help. I can't believe
700?
that. That's what I heard.
That's not true.
I know. That's why I said Pastor Nick can look
That
it up.
can't be true.
I couldn't believe when the person was telling me
That allocation will be probably in the billions.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Now how Hawaii
$700.
how Hawaii does it, but that would make sense because Hawaii is amazingly efficient at removing the visible homeless population from daytime existence. They actually have parks set up where homeless people are in their tents and their makeshifts. But then by 5 o'clock in the morning, they have to clear out all the parks. So the visitors, the tourists, don't see that there's a homeless population. But most people in Hawaii, I only know this because I know a couple pastors there, most people in Hawaii have to work 2, sometimes 3 jobs because the cost of living is so high in that place.
Yeah. The $700 only goes towards like food and stuff. That's not the aid. They do everything else.
Aid. Yeah, that's for food, Robert.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I said I heard. I didn't read. Somebody was telling me.
Yeah,
that
people
they
listen
FEMA
half the
out of
time.
Money. How FEMA out of money when you can send billions of dollars?
No. That's they're talking about food allotments for everybody. That's all.
Yeah,
Right
but
now,
they said
immediately.
FEMA's running out of money.
No, FEMA's not gonna run out of money
Yeah,
because they have emergency funds.
it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. But that's all I have.
Well, that was all.
Yeah.
Only like 8 or 9 things this morning.
Right.
But I got them out fast, though, didn't I?
No.
Bye.
All right.
I love you.
All right,
Bye.
now.
Have a blessed day. And I
Talk to you,
y'all
Rob.
know, I'm graduating tomorrow from Embrace.
Are you? That's right. We got Embrace graduation tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow, they say 40-some people.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
so
going to be
happy.
wonderful.
It's gonna be cool. Yep.
I'm so happy.
Look, Robin, I'm gonna
I made it.
don't trip walking down the aisle, okay?
Oh, Lord. You know what? I've been uncomfortable last year.
That's right. I'll talk
Don't
to.
laugh at me.
Well, you know we will.
Of course.
Bye. Love
Talk to you.
guys.
See ya.
Right after we figure out whether you got hurt or not. If
Right,
you got
yeah.
hurt, we're not gonna laugh.
Pick
But
you
if
up, then yeah.
if you're not hurt, you all right? You all right? You all right?
Yeah.
Then we'll laugh.
We're good.
What?
What are you screaming?
What's he screaming about?
I don't know. Just text me. I'll see.
Yeah, text him. We're going to Tom, line 3. Hey,
Oh,
Tom.
she said we will laugh.
Morning, Bishop. How you
Hey,
doing?
man, how you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, you know, Bishop, when the show came on this morning, it wasn't an open mic, but it was an open video.
Yeah.
You were doing some serious moving.
I don't know. I was moving.
You were doing hand gestures. One hand was up, the other was down. You were describing something fast.
Oh, we
Okay.
were talking.
Couldn't figure
Yeah.
out what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, we were talking.
That was-
I can't even remember what we were talking
It was
about.
work stuff. None of y'all did.
Yeah.
It was work stuff.
How you doing, Tom?
Yeah. What's the time?
Pretty good. Bishop, Pastor Nick said something about, that governor we have.
Yeah.
They got to be scared of him. And the $13 million is just for security. They compared it with the last governor,
$13 million.
which only $2 million he spent for a regular guy.
Well, let me ask you a question. And this is naive, of course. I see where, they'll spend $30 million on a visit for a particular person. Are the agencies overcharging the government for the protection? Because if the agents are already on salary, the vehicles are already owned, I get surveillance and all, but 10, 20, $30 million worth for a 2-hour visit?
Yeah.
I think it's because of all the travel.
It's the travel and everything included.
Yeah,
Now,
because the state police said is a security state police.
Yeah.
So they got to transfer these people with them.
now the claim that I read
Yeah.
was because DeSantis feels like he's more of a target now, that he needs more added.
Well, as soon as he
Security.
started messing with Mickey Mouse, he became a target.
Right. So now to justify it, he needs more security, more,
And now he wants Mickey Mouse to walk away from the fight.
Yeah.
So he walked up, tried to snatch Mickey's cheese, and he says, just forget
Right.
about it.
And
Can
you
we
found-
just move
yeah,
on?
Yeah. No.
Come on.
And they
And
Yeah.
Pastor Nick said, people are afraid of him. He does things which are hard to believe, to where he takes elected officials and finds a way to get them put out of office. And he's getting some backlash right now. A lot of people in the state, especially the local newses, are going at him daily, to where before they seem to be not null and void.
Well, they're not worried about him becoming president, and I think you think he's throwing his candy in the sand, as my grandma used to say, as far as him is he going to ever be governor again? Isn't he done after this one?
Yep, he's done.
He's done. It's only 2 terms.
All right, so how many more years does he have left?
2 more.
Two.
All right, so they know he's outgoing, so maybe they're starting to flex.
That could be.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the protection of Trump anymore.
And Bishop, something crazy he's done recently, and its side effects with the news is hitting on it big time. With this "Don't Say Gay" bill, you cannot use you have to use a person's full name. Other words, mine being Thomas. You can't call me Tom or Tommy,
Why?
not unless you get a written signature from my parents as a teacher. You guys how crazy the bill is.
You know what I think? I think you guys got too much time on your hands in Florida.
That could be it.
I think you got too much time on your hands. That's ridiculous.
It is.
It's crazy.
But you have people that are supporting this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Part of the woke.
Yep.
That's not woke. That's paralyzed
That's yeah.
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 and asleep.
And Bishop, Danny had said something about a couple of towns down here.
Yeah.
One which were burned back in the early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
1920. The one, Rosewood, 1923 was burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
And it took 7 days for it to happen. It's a real good movie about it, with some good facts. But OC is another one where they burned it down because people tried to vote. They actually lynched 50 men in that town before they burned it down.
Wow.
And, you know, there's still towns down here. When I talk to friends, they joke. People who are from here, they talk about, yeah, we still have, you know, towns you can't go when it's dark. What do you call them? Sundown towns.
Sundown towns, yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
They have them in New York.
And
Did you hear what I said? They're in New York.
Guy said to me, I'll say the town, nobody drives through Navy at night. I mean, I drive through that town at night. But locals have memories. And they say, no, I don't go through there at night.
They just had the signs taken down the last 2 or 3 years in the town of New York.
Yep. I think in Ohio too, yeah.
Yeah, just the signs. Now, the people know, that the signs being down doesn't mean that the times have changed. So they still avoid going in town at nighttime if they're a person of color. In New York. But when I went to Rochester and we rode through the way we went, Mark took us kind of like a different way. And I can see where some of those towns would have some issues. They're rural. Some of them look actually remote, but you don't think of New York. When you think New York, you think Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens. But there's a whole lot of New York that looks like farmland. I mean, houses on hills, out in the woods, nobody around for miles.
Just like Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Even parts of Jersey.
Well, Jersey can.
Some parts of
South Jersey has its rural parts. Now, North Jersey's pretty populated, pretty dense.
Down here.
But you come down to the great state of Southern New Jersey, and you're Pine Barrens.
Pine Barrens. All those down there.
Yes, sir.
The one place they had the thing up. You come here, got the guns. Where to be? I like to say it publicly. Some place you went to. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
and let people know you come in here.
We got a problem.
We got a problem. But I understand.
Look,
I get it.
Time I went to a guy's house for, I was part of a board. I can't name the board. We went to the house, fabulous property. Sign at the bottom of the driveway. We do not call the police. The sign was so beautiful that you could have looked past it at first.
Right.
You know, but then you take and you look, and it's like, you know, we're going to kill you first. Then we'll call the cops.
We'll call the cops,
And you better believe it.
I was amazed. And the guy, his temperament was totally opposite.
Nice,
of what the sign said.
Yeah.
That's right. You went with me, did you?
Nice guy. Yeah, we will. Yeah. But part of me, you know, you trespass. You try something.
We ain't calling the police.
It could be a problem for you.
Tom, you doing all right, man?
Oh, yeah.
I'm continually praying for all the people that I know in Florida. I'm continually praying. Because
you know, the best thing is, at least the locals are, especially in South Florida, there's backlash coming up now, which I think is good.
It's overdue, man. It's overdue. It's overdue. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. 866-74-EVANS. You can give On Point a call. Talk to myself, Pastor Nick. We love to talk to you about those things that are on your mind, on your heart, but always from a kingdom or biblical perspective. We're going to Danny, and then we're going to Scott. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing today?
We're doing great, man. Good to hear your voice again.
Yes. Yeah, I had so much is going on down here. It's unbelievable. I just when I think that it can't get any worse than what it is, it just goes to the next level.
You guys are just amazing to me.
Yes, I tried to get in touch with Pastor Nick this past week, but he has a busy schedule trying to get in touch with him. But I'll just go ahead and bring you up to date as to what is actually going on.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Now, tell me what the governor's point of view was that he vetoed a $346 million federal energy savings program for residents of the state.
Mm-hmm.
And the veto also stopped the creation of 50,000 jobs in the state. What was his reasoning for that?
It did not come from his mouth. It did not come from his desk.
It's a federal program.
But he's
Right.
the governor.
Yes.
And he nobody can veto it in your state except him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the people believe the lie?
The thing about it, whatever he says, they take it as being the truth. Like he could be outright lying. It's just like going back to this educational thing.
Yeah.
We had one parent in Miami-Dade that protested against a book being in the library.
Okay.
And they pulled it off of all the shelves. Okay. But then they come up with this bill that they're going to go target black history. And the whole thing, what I was trying to let you all know, have you ever heard of PragerU?
Who?
This guy named,
Prager.
you know Dennis Prager? He
Yes,
served
yes,
That's
yes.
his school curriculum.
Oh, it's not even official.
It's not even official.
It's not accredited.
No.
Okay.
And it's got the
But
videos
it's
like
official
Frederick
as well.
Douglass talking about slavery.
Those kind of animated
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, not being as
Yeah.
people thought it was. And
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And this week,
Propaganda.
I was given the full extent to see what was going on.
Okay.
The First Lady and I, we went out to eat at a restaurant
Okay.
this week. And as we were eating, we saw the little kids with iPads. So we figured that it was something to keep them busy while the parents were eating and what have you.
Sure.
So kids get locked in on cartoons and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening is that they're getting the kids in Florida, their mind being taught history
Through cartoons.
their way. And they're locked into it. So now the teachers have the option in the schools to take these different subjects and play it for the kids so they can see it.
So they're starting this at very early age and
Get them indoctrinated the way
early
that
grades.
they want it. Now I understand why DeSantis doesn't understand what's going on.
He understands.
Yeah, he knows.
Don't you forget now, he's a Harvard grad, and his major was history, American history.
His story.
Because their thing is we don't want to indoctrinate the kids with the slavery stuff, but they're okay indoctrinating the kids with this stuff.
Now, you also got to remember now, he has young kids. And they are of the age where they begin to ask questions and what have you, so he can't tell them the truth. He can't tell you about Alcoa.
I'm not
He can't tell you
responsible.
about
I'm not responsible for what I'm about to say. If you guys hadn't brought this up, I wouldn't be reacting to it. So it's your fault. What I'm about to say.
I'm all for it.
I could be from outer space. How do you get points for taking your own kids to school?
Yeah, it's true. No. I don't think you get
Maybe it's me.
Mm-hmm.
You have children. You have to drive them to school,
what you're supposed to do.
and you get points for that.
Yes.
I was looking at his wife while she was saying this. She's sick. He has to take the kids to school. Where's the points for that?
That's what you're supposed to do as a father. Even.
I'm like, what little does he do
Right.
that you got to give him national points for taking his own kids to school?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did it with humility.
Right.
What else you supposed to do?
What
With?
supposed to do? Right. The kids stay home. You dead.
Now, that's something that you asked a question about. How do we put up with some of the stuff that goes on?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one of the largest, well, I would say the largest black communities in the state of Florida, Miami Gardens.
Okay.
They have a meeting set up in advance where they ask the Commissioner of Education to attend, where they can talk about some of these issues that are going on and do it in an orderly way. What happens the night before the conference is supposed to take place? The Commissioner of Education bows out. I ain't coming.
Wow.
So
Because they can't defend it, Dan. They can't defend it.
No,
They
no
can't
respect
defend
whatsoever.
Yeah. How's my sister doing, man?
Blessed.
Your testimony is consistent,
Right.
you know.
Right. I will add that the federal savings program.
Yeah.
This one guy, he said it will cost $10,000 to replace the system,
Okay.
the air conditioning and whatever else goes along with it. He happened to call the state because he heard about this program,
Right.
and that's how they found out. They vetoed it without telling people. So people start calling. The
Yeah.
federal government's supposed to be giving us money to help us with
Yeah.
this. First off, it costs that much money down there to get your air conditioner replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, help us out with that. I mean, that's a lot of money.
A lot, especially right.
That's for a
right
residential
now.
air
That's
conditioner.
a residential air conditioning.
Yes.
His water pump.
No, that's about right up here too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I know
about-
before they were like
it-
3,
it's-
4.
no, it's between 10 and 15 grand, depending on what the size of your house.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And he's looking for the rebates to get this thing done,
Mm-hmm.
and what it gonna cost the state of Florida? Nothing.
And he just didn't want to do
He
it.
just didn't want to do it.
The same thing with us getting hurricane insurance.
Wouldn't let that happen either.
Can't. He do all this talking, and when he remember we had the hurricane on the west coast.
Yeah.
He came walking out, and it was so ridiculous. I could tell that he didn't know what he was doing. He had white boots.
He had the
on.
white boots on. Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
You gotta. What are you gonna do for the people knowing that they can't get insurance?
Let me switch subjects here, Danny. If you know Henrietta Lacks.
Mm-hmm.
So my simplistic understanding of this is that she had cells, which were cancer resistant. Is that what
They
it is?
reproduce every 24 hours, so you can cut them.
Her cells reproduce every 24 hours.
Cut them, and they reproduce.
Okay,
The
so
only cells they ever found to do that,
so they were using those to do what?
to create like cancer drugs. Most of the major vaccines and drugs we have now,
Yes,
they help use her cells to test stuff.
because the cells
The
recover.
cells
so
just
quickly.
keep reproducing. They're the only cells they found that. So she went and she had cancer.
Right.
She went to Johns Hopkins.
Right,
They took her cells,
right.
and without her knowing it, when they found out they keep reproducing, they used them
For other
for
things.
other things, but never told her, the family. So all these companies made billions of dollars
Capitalism.
off of her cells,
Yeah,
and the family's been fighting for
and her
years.
cells are still impacting modern
Yes.
day science.
They're
right
still
now.
reproducing. She died back in the 50s or 40s, I think.
And her cells are still
They're
reproducing
still
right
reproducing, yeah. They harvested them, and they just keep.
now. So how much money are they going to
It
get?
was indisclosed. They didn't say how much they got.
She ought to be suing every
Oh, they are. They're going to the next group now. Yeah.
every pharmaceutical company that ever had any inkling of
Yep.
using it,
Their family's going through place to place.
because they did all this without her permission.
Yep.
That's illegal.
Absolutely.
Lord
Absolutely.
have mercy on
Yeah.
my soul.
Yeah. Oprah did a movie about her.
Yeah.
It was actually really good when you read about her life. But
How often does that anomaly occur? Do they know?
this is the only person they found
In history?
in history. I'm sure there may have been other people. The only person they found in history that has cells like this.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why they call them immortal cells.
Immortal.
Yeah.
I had heard about it, but I didn't have the down details like you
Yeah.
just gave me.
Yeah. It's a cool story.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful story. I hope they get
And then when
paid.
you really think about
Sure enough
how
get
many
paid.
other
Absolutely.
people that was during their time when they just did experiments on our people.
But
that
you
we don't know
think
about.
of the number of people that were restricted from the benefit of her cells because they didn't want to treat them. They wanted to treat other people. Think of the money that has gotten cured of things. Because these cells obviously can impact health
Yeah.
in a major way.
Yep. You're right. Somebody said the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
The cells helped create that.
Did
They
it?
used the cells in the COVID vaccine.
So the government, they ought to sue the government too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
She died in 1951.
72 years of impropriety needs to be compensated for.
Yep.
And it needs to be billions. My. What a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're getting the just dues.
Yep.
So, Danny, we got to let you go, man.
Okay, Bishop.
All right, tell my sister I said hey, man.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank
See you,
you.
man.
Let's get Scott. He's been waiting for a while. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Hey, Scott.
Bishop Evans, Pastor Nick, how you guys doing today?
We're doing all right, man.
Good, always good to talk to you guys.
How's the young man? How's the young man doing today?
I'm doing pretty good for old man.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Dad would say doing all right. Woke up this morning. Real quick, I told Crystal, she said, "Oh boy, Mr. Trump." Two things. I have a question for you guys. Why do you think he's staying away from that debate? Is he finally scared, or he's doing what he wants to do as usual?
I just saw that this morning before we came in. I didn't get a chance to read it, that he's not going to do a debate. He's going to go to Tucker Carlson instead. I don't know why.
Well,
it just...
I think he feels like that's going to be a more friendly environment. The other thing is that he refuses to sign the pledge that if he loses, he'll support the other candidates.
Okay.
So he feels as though the debate will be a waste of his time because he is percentage points ahead of all the people that are there. And I'm not sure he wants to open himself up to their questions or their comments that he'd have to respond to, because that could hurt his legal case, because what he's done through his posts, his assertions, his rally speeches, everything's recorded. So he's done more to hurt himself with his own speech, because he doesn't really know how to limit his free speech. You can't free speech and be a criminal at the same time. You can't be criminal in your speech.
Okay.
So he's his lawyers told him not to have this thing tomorrow or Monday in Ben Salem, where he was supposed to be revealing all of these this absolute proof that everybody knows he doesn't have. So his lawyers probably told him, look, if you do this, you might as well shoot yourself in the foot.
Okay.
Because he's been able to do and say virtually what he wanted to do and say. And the reason he's able to do that, Pastor Nick, I saw it psychologically in something that he said. He said the people that are bringing up things that he said to them years ago are ridiculous. Why should you bring them up now? So he has this mindset that if I say it on Monday and now it's Wednesday, you shouldn't be concerned about what came out of my mouth.
Monday doesn't matter.
Money doesn't matter. It just that's behind us now.
Because soon as I turn on the news, they say he's not going. We both looked at each other like, "Oh Lord, what's the devil up to now?"
Well, it's just he speaks so freely because he's gotten so used to. He doesn't mind the bad publicity.
He doesn't.
And he doesn't mind being controversial, because in his world it's small, and in his world he's accepted, and
he's gotten numb to it.
Oh yeah, well his money makes him acceptable to a lot of people, but he's drawing lines now that even money doesn't want to cross.
Okay. Do you think they finally got him, Bishop? Because I'm just about.
I think he's concerned. I think he's concerned. I think he's concerned. About. I don't think he's concerned about the prostitute, not the porn star thing. I don't think he's concerned about that.
No.
He could be concerned about campaign finance. I think he's concerned about the insurrection and his part in it. The Washington and the Georgia thing, I think, has his attention.
Because they have him on tape asking the Georgia guy to get him the 11,000 votes.
Get him some votes.
So they got him on tape now.
The brazenness of some of his comments and the people that were working with him, Mr. Giuliani, a couple of those other really unusual attorneys he had working for him, the brazenness gave me the sense it wasn't do or die for them. It was, we're going to succeed. I don't think they thought for a moment, maybe they didn't think enough, or maybe that loyalty to him was so strong, the passion of it is so strong, that they disregarded the vulnerability they were creating for themselves.
Unbelievable. That's all I have.
All right, man. Talk to you now.
All right, bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We got Marcus from South Carolina, Annette from Baltimore, Maryland. Let's go to Marcus. Good morning, Marcus. How you doing?
Good morning.
Welcome to On Point.
Oh, thank you. So I was just calling just to say thank you to the bishop for all his years of serving the kingdom.
God bless you,
I
man.
mean, I remember when he was at the old facility, and they were getting parking tickets every Sunday.
You talking to me, man?
Oh, this is the bishop.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Bishop. I didn't recognize your voice.
Yeah, man.
I'm watching you on TV right now.
Yeah, you talking to me, man?
Oh, thank you for all your decades of service to the Lord.
God bless you,
And
man.
I was just saying, I remember you was at the other facility.
Yeah.
And it was getting parking tickets.
We were talking about that yesterday.
And had to get out of there, because I tell you, those neighbors were not happy with the congregation.
Yeah.
I just want to think. I still listen to your cassette from back in the day. You did one called Snake Dick.
Yeah.
I just popped that tape.
Wow.
I mean, God's word in you is timeless. I wish I
Thank
could
you.
get some of those sermons again.
Thank you,
I'm trying
man.
to find some of them old sermons, man.
They got a lot of stuff's on YouTube, but not that stuff he's
Old church
talking
from
about.
90s.
Yeah,
That's what
old
we're looking
church.
for them
Yeah.
old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. His hands are still stretched out.
Sir.
He wasn't even a minister in training back then.
Wow.
Now he has
Long time.
gray hair. You talking about how his wife not beating him enough? But I just want to say thank you.
What part of South Carolina are you from, Marcus?
I'm from Saluda, South Carolina.
Where's that?
Oh, that's not far from Aiken.
Aiken. Okay, I'm familiar with Aiken. All right.
It's just north of Aiken. It's so small that, you know, when you walk, when you drive in, you see a sign that says, "Welcome to Saluda," and then the other side it says, "You just left."
Oh, good. Good to hear from you, man.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Pastor Nick, and please continue to do God's will in your life.
God bless you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Talk to you soon now. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
We're going to Annette from Baltimore, Maryland. Hello, Annette. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, yeah.
Doing fine. Welcome to On Point.
Oh, thank you.
What's your comment today?
Oh, well, I wanted to comment. I was listening to you comment about Henrietta Lacks.
Yes, ma'am.
And then about the am I still talking to you?
Yes, you are. You might be listening to your device, so you want to turn your device down a little.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I had heard you talk about Henrietta Lacks and the townships that were destroyed.
Yes, ma'am.
And yesterday I was listening to, or my sister was listening to this, I guess, sermonette from Rod Parsley, and he was talking about, he sounded as if racism didn't exist anymore.
Is that what he implied, or that's what he said?
Well, he was saying that, you know, don't be, we shouldn't be upset with our forefathers, that because a lot of them were slave owners, and, you know, and how the black men should go and join hands with the white man, and the white man should join hands. And I was like, it just, the whole tone just sounded like.
Well, you know what, Annette? Here's what happens. There's two tactics for this. Either people deny the negative part of Black America's history in America, or, as often happens, people hold the victim responsible for the reconciliation. And when the victim is responsible for the reconciliation, the victim has to discard their offense in order to have a relationship with the offender. And what needs to happen is, when an offender, the Bible is very clear. If there is an offense, there ought to be a meeting of the minds. But in that meeting of the minds, people have to be truthful about their part in the problem. America seems like they don't want to do that. They want the victims to take total responsibility for forgetting about it. The whole let's move on thing. That's when someone's at fault, and they want you to take total responsibility for the reconciliation.
Right. And I'm like, I'm sure Grace, he has a lot of African Americans, minorities in his congregation. And it just seems you know, it just seems like an avoidance, or let's, like you said, let's move on. Why can't we all get along?
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
I said, but slavery, or not just slavery, but racism has never really been dealt with in this country.
Well, it's become more sophisticated.
Yes. Yeah.
It's more subtle and it's institutionalized. And because people aren't not walking around in chains around their ankles, there are chains around opportunity, chains around neighborhoods, change around accessibility to different services. So there still are chains, but they're not visible now.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Pastor Nick?
I found a video. I'm gonna watch it. It was
Okay.
from 2020 with
Okay.
George Floyd.
Okay.
My problem, it goes back to, again, we've talked about this before,
Mm-hmm.
is white pastors that build their platform primarily with minorities, and then come to find out years later,
They hate black people.
no, oh Jesus,
I
I just,
And this is why I say it this way.
yes, I know what you, yeah,
Because if you love me,
yep,
you would not be in agreement with me being treated a certain
yes,
way.
yep.
It would be like something happens to you. I say I love you, but I mistreat Tiffany and your children.
Yes.
Then that means I didn't love
You
you.
didn't love me. That's true.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I agree with you.
All right,
Yeah,
that
I
might
agree
be
with
old
you.
school,
I
but
agree
you know,
with you.
that's just the way I am.
I know.
And that we run out of time, girl. Can you call us again?
Oh, yes. Oh, and thank you. I love your ministry. And
God bless you.
so much fun.
Keep praying
All
for
right,
us.
thank you. All right.
Talk
thank
to you soon. Bye-bye. This has been On Point. Now, we've got a couple things. Tomorrow, you want to join us live at 11 a.m. Additionally, we have an 8 a.m. virtual service, but you want to join us live at 11 a.m. We've got a phenomenal day God has planned for us. We no longer require vaccinations, but we do have some protocols and masks and temperatures. Midweek service, our Bible studies at noon and at 7 on Wednesday. Our back to school drive, now we're collecting backpacks and all kinds of school supplies. Purchase a backpack or donate one to give our giving platforms. You can give money if you don't want to go shopping. Go to our platform at BBC of NJ and look for Catch the Fire, CTF, and you can donate. If you want to get messages from us, both news and devotional messages, if you want to get news from us during the week, you're going to text BBC News to 28950. If you want to get devotional messages, inspirational type messages, text BBC Elevate to 28950. We always love praying with you. We want you to send your prayer request to social@gotobethany.com. That's social@gotobethany.com. And of course, subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. And subscribe to our podcast platforms, DGEMS, DGEMS, and On Point. Our harvest pastors are in town this weekend. We're having a phenomenal time. Our seminars are going to begin in about 30 minutes. Our volunteers are all revved up to help out today. We want you to have a glorious day, but have an even better day tomorrow as you worship God. And come on and see us. God is doing amazing things, moving in by the Spirit, worship, praise, the Word. People are getting saved. Bodies are being healed. God is moving mightily in manifested, measurable blessings. And we want you to be a part of what He's doing. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. And we'll see you next time on Point.